E3 2019 was quite the showing for CD Projekt Red and their upcoming title Cyberpunk 2077. Their highly anticipated segment at Microsoft's presser delivered a captivating cinematic trailer, and their behind closed doors gameplay demo has had the press singing the game's praises as the public eagerly waits to see it later this year. By far the biggest, most show-stopping reveal, though, blew all those other things out of the water. Fans expected gameplay, they expected a release window at the very least, but what they didn't expect was Keanu Reeves. In both physical and digital form, Reeves' likeness was displayed on screen at the tail end of the cinematic trailer. The public collectively lost their minds, and fans of the cyberpunk world and lore were sent through the roof, as the John Wick actor clearly portrayed famed rocker boy Johnny Silverhand. As Keanu took the stage, the excitement in the room only grew while he presented the Cyberpunk 2077 release date with zeal. This energy was palpable even from thousands of miles from the conference as fans watched remotely and reveled in the genuine surprise along with everyone else. As the following days progressed, Keanu Reeves was seemingly all anyone could talk about, and for good reason. But just like the exuberant conversations that preceded the Microsoft press conference, several questions arose from curious fans. Chief among them was one of the biggest. How did Keanu Reeves land the role of Johnny Silverhand? The story of Reeves' presence in Cyberpunk 2077 begins July 2018. This is when, according to CD Projekt Red, they contacted the actor regarding the role. The mindset leading up to this offer actually began with Keanu himself. In an interview with Destructoid, senior-level designer Miles Tost went into detail regarding their decision, making the process behind who would play Johnny Silverhand. It was either him or no one. That was our mindset, Tost said. We didn't think we need a star for this role, but rather, hey, he might be the perfect character, and luckily I guess it all worked out for us. Co-CEO of CDPR Marcin Iwinski continued this sentiment in his interview with Jeff Keighley at the E3 Coliseum, stating, "The whole intention with Keanu in the game was to have a very meaningful character that fits into the lore, and so I think for us really, if you look at all the actors out there, if you think cyberpunk, it's Keanu." This all-or-nothing mindset is truly fascinating. Not only is it indicative of CDPR's clear vision for Cyberpunk 2077, but it also details a team who knows how to get what they want. That determination and drive are some of the chief characteristics displayed by the Polish studio, and clearly they have paid dividends. While the intricacies of Keanu's initial involvement with the project are largely unknown to the public, we've received at least some insight into the beginning of this relationship. There was a meeting arranged, Marcin Iwinski said from the EC Coliseum floor. There was a meeting arranged, and we showed him the script, and he immediately got into the role, and he really liked it. And get into the role he did. Miles Tost told GameSpot, "I remember one vivid moment when we were first showing that to him. He really got into the role already as we were talking to him, just presenting to him what kind of role we would like him to play, and he kept trying to go, oh, maybe Johnny will be sitting like this or something, and he was really getting into it." This commitment to the role right out of the gate is so crucial in this story because it solidifies the feeling of genuine excitement conveyed by Reeves on the E3 stage. Not only was he able to convince CDPR that he was the perfect fit for the role, he showed that to fans almost immediately as well. In an interview with IGN, Reeves conveyed this same energy when talking about the basic concept of Silverhand as a character. Playing a guy who's ex-military, who started a rock band called Samurai Protest Music, it sounded like fun, Reeves claims. With Reeves' interest piqued and the script written, production began, and his involvement was unveiled to the rest of the Cyberpunk team via a special video from the actor himself. Henceforth, until the big E3 unveiling, he would be spoken of only as the alias they had come up with, Mr. Fusion. This admittedly awesome nickname was chosen to completely conceal Reeves' identity to prevent any potential leaks. Seeing how this was likely a multi-million-dollar undertaking, the caution is understandable, and it certainly paid off. During the course of production, the team became very familiar with Reeves and his warm presence. This amicable relationship is quite clear, as in every interview and every mention of the Matrix star, the team doesn't refer to him as Mr. Reeves. They call him Keanu. Lead quest designer Pavel Sasko told CNN, For us as creators, it really makes a huge difference when you can normally talk to a guy and agree on something. It's a great joy, actually. This sentiment was shared by all those among the CD Projekt Red staff who have spoken on their working relationship with Reeves. But his involvement with Cyberpunk has transcended simple niceties and a role. This is becoming a collaborative effort. Reeves told IGN, "They're letting me collaborate a little bit with just the tone and how would your version of Johnny say it and move." Pavel Sasko continued this message of collaboration when he told CNN that Reeves provided feedback for Johnny's lines in order to make them sound more natural, in addition to the writing team actually sculpting the script to fit Reeves specifically. It would appear this very direct and purposeful involvement has had an indelible impact on Cyberpunk 2077's narrative as a whole. Keanu, and therefore Johnny's role in the game, is massive. With 15 days in the studio worth of dialogue, full motion capture work, and the second largest role in the game according to Marcin Iwiński, Reeves is an integral part in what Cyberpunk is shaping up to be. The game's quest director Mateusz Tomaszkiewicz sat down with YouTube personality Yong Ye and had the following to say about the scale of Johnny's role, saying, "Johnny is one of the main characters in the game. You could almost say he's like a second protagonist almost." He added, "You'll interact with him throughout the majority of the game, and a lot of the plot revolves around him." From Reeves' initial involvement with the project to the fully realized scope of his role, this process has been one that has taken place relatively quickly. The span of a year is not that much time in the world of AAA production, and yet it seems like the actor has been building up to this role for decades. Team members over at CDPR have cited past roles like Neo, Johnny Mnemonic, and even John Wick as excellent examples as to his pedigree in the field. Reeves' background in rock music and avid love for motorcycles don't hurt either, as they only solidify the reasons he makes the perfect rocker boy.